welcome back to another one. This is a three-part series of the Superbox. So if you missed my last video talks about the specs, talks about like what's actually in it. Does it have, it says 265 on the box, so does it actually have it? So make sure you guys do check out that video. Now, if you guys are interested in this one, you guys could shoot me an email, rohasentertainment@gmail.com. I got a couple of these things. I try to hook you guys up with the latest and greatest deals as much as I can. Check the description below. I do have a link so that way you guys get hooked up. Now, what are some of the things here? Does this thing actually work? We're going to go in everything that you need to know about the Superbox. So here we go. Let's come in to the bottom. That way you guys can see I have the box connected, and we're going to come here to the device itself to make sure everything's all set up. So there it is. Here is the Superbox. Now, as you can see here, you have your live TV, you got your VOD, you have playback, browser, app store. Here at the top, it's kind of cool. It has like your locations and stuff like that. That way you can set it up and it shows if you're connected with Bluetooth. Now, when it comes to, question always is live TV, what's in there? When you click on it, you could make your own apps here. So if you click add, and let's just say you had, like, for example, YouTube TV, you click on this, boom, there it is. Let's say you had VOD like Netflix and stuff like that. You click on that and boom, there it is. Now, the one thing about this, the question always is, can I get Netflix in 4K? No, you can't. You'll be able to do the mobile version on this device. Can I also get Disney Plus, Hulu, Prime, all that stuff in 4K? Chances are you won't be able to do that. You're going to get the standard definition stuff. Now, because of some of the codecs that are in here, it should upscale the quality so it still looks very, very clean. So that is the good stuff about it. Now, there is a playback option here. So if you have any kind of apps where you can record and then watch it later, this is the section where you want to put it. So you could pretty much customize this thing however you want by putting all these shortcuts. Now, when it comes to browser, I did do a search for AIDA64 on my previous video to search exactly what's out there. When you do open it up, this is what you get. Now, the thing is, when you're scrolling down, you cannot click on anything. The good thing is this remote has a actual mouse. So when you do click on this thing, it says enter the mouse mode, and you should be able to move your mouse. Now, if you do download an APK, so let's just say like AIDA64, if you do download an app, the thing that you're going to want to do is you want to hit that home button on your remote. You're going to want to come down here towards the bottom and click on this folder. Now, this folder is going to give you this area here. Local memory is where you want to go. And then you want to go to downloads. Go to downloads. There is your APK where whatever you're downloading, that's where it's going to be at. Now, the one thing I did find is, and again, I'm going to come here to browser, and I'm going to come here. If I'm going to do a search, again, I have to use that mouse, and I got to click on that little search section right there. And then I got to click out of the mouse so that way I can go back to the keyboard. Now, if I do this, I'm going to hit click like 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It moves pretty good, and it'll go exactly where you want it to go. Sometimes it jumps a little bit more, and that just depends if you're holding it for too long. Then it might do that a little bit where it skips like that. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quick, and you see it'll go pretty good. So it works well. The one thing I do say is if you're coming over here and you are pointing it somewhere else, sometimes it'll pick it up, sometimes it won't. You have to be sure you are pointing it over at this thing here. So there it is. I'm going to do it again. I'm just holding it right here, and as I'm moving it, you're going to be able to see where it picks it up. So you have to be sure that you are pointing at the device itself. So that's the only gripe that I can see here, which isn't bad. When it comes to your apps, out the box, you're going to get your Play Store. They have an exclusive app store. You got your gallery, you got your Google Miracast receiver, you got your TV ROM updater. So you do have your system update. If there's anything that you want to update here, it's in a local area. This is where you put your stuff in there. You should be able to do that. Super controller. This is kind of cool. This gives you everything but your remote. You could actually set it up. The same app is required on your phone. This is actually pretty nice how you can do that. So pretty cool. Now, the only thing is make sure you do follow the on-screen instructions when you do stuff like that. Here we go. So at the bottom, you have all these different options, settings, folders. This is to clear cache, speed test, delete stuff, your mic, tons of stuff, even a customer support. If you click on this thing, it should open up your customer service. So pretty neat. Now here at the bottom where it says add, this is where you could add your own stuff. So if you want some shortcuts to like whatever apps you got, that's pretty nice. Here is your app store, and we're going to come back here to apps again. That way we could see if there's anything in there. TV ROM updater. Let's go ahead and check this one out one more time. And I had to sit on it for a second. I had to I think I waited close to about 2 minutes. I'm like, you know what? Let me just sit there and not click like I normally do. So ROM update available. This will update your Superbox. So I'm going to hit download, and it's going to start updating. So once you get stuff like this, put your remote down, go get a drink. It says 0%, 1 out of 534 updates coming. So the first one says solving the remote control, not boot. So there's a couple of firmware updates that this thing needs to do. So just step away, let it do its thing. So it did its update, and it looks like we're all ready to go. I wonder if it's going to fix that issue with the App Store. And when I do come in here, it looks like something is going to pull up. Just give it a few seconds to see if it's still updating itself. Now it does say devices abnormal, so I'm not really sure what that means. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hit up the people who sent it to me and see like, hey, why is it not working properly, or what's missing? Like, you know, I open up the apps here, and there's really nothing that you get. So all right, now the last thing here at the bottom, you have your little gear icon here. So this little gear icon here will give you all the device setting stuff that you'll be able to get into. If you come here to the folder, I showed you guys that earlier. If you hit that little rocket, this does a system memory clear, which is cool. So if there's anything there that is like hanging out, it does that. There is your speed tests, and it goes to fast.com. I'm not a fan of fast.com. I kind of like speedtest.net better, but this will give you what the speeds are and stuff like that. So I'll leave you guys at it. If you hit that little trash can, this pops up that you could install apps, anything that you've installed. Here's the voice thing here. So if you want to pair anything, there it is. You could do that. I'm going to go ahead and hit the home button here. So if you hit that FN number 0 through 9 FN, so these are just shortcuts here so that you could add on your remote, which is pretty good. Okay, so I've waited now 24 hours after it's been broken or disconnected. So the device is not activated. So what happens when you purchase this stuff is you need to be sure that it is activated. Wherever you purchased it, you need to message them and say, activate my box. That's why it might not work. Now here, I have the box here still connected, and went to bed. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave it alone and message these guys. So I emailed them. I said, hey, activate my stuff. Here it is. If I go to apps, and then if I go to App Store, now we're going to be good to go. I always tell everybody, once you see that little scrolling thing, just wait until two things happen. Either one, you get a error notification and the scrolling thing goes away, or two, it populates. The only way you're going to know if this works is just keeping an eye on it like this. So once I see that message that pops up here at App Store, then I know we're going to be good to go. And there it is. It literally took 2 seconds. So the first thing I'm going to do here, and I know the biggest things that they ask for when you purchase this stuff, and this is everything that you need from this device here. So you're going to need your Blue VOD, your Blue TV, and your playback. This is all the stuff that you need that is with this box. Now, of course, you're going to have YouTube down here. There's Hulu. These are all paid subscriptions. Disney Plus, all those are paid subscriptions. So just keep in mind when you're getting all that stuff. So all of that stuff is paid subscriptions. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab YouTube. So this is how you get these apps. Go ahead and click on it, and you're going to see some numbers and like a little percentage come up. So just give it a few seconds while it does that. Now, I know I have very, very fast internet speeds, and it should be downloading much faster than what it's currently doing. So as you see, it says about 237 kilobytes per second. It's at 44%. It's going really, really slow. So most of the time when you see something like this and you've tested your speeds, and there it goes, boom, it just picked up. Sometimes it's going to be on their end. So keep that in mind. They do have their own servers. They do have their own stuff. Now, now that I got YouTube right there, I'm going to come here to add at the bottom. All you got to do is just click on it, click on YouTube, hit the back button, and you're done. Now, if I do select on this thing, it's going to go ahead and open up YouTube, which is great. So we're going to test the quality on this thing. Does it play 4K? Like, are we going to be able to see those options? We're about to find out right now. So the first thing I noticed, it does take a little bit of a second to load. Sometimes on the side here, it does show some images, but it just shows like a black dot, which is kind of weird. I'm just going to search Beyond the Streams, and everything works pretty good here. Again, it's not as smooth as I would like it to be, especially for an all-winter device, but it's doing the job though. So here we go, Beyond the Streams, and we're going to give this a second. That way you guys could see how well this works. Okay, so here we go. We are now getting a screen. It looks kind of maybe pixelated a little bit. Doesn't look as good. So I'm going to hit more, and it's autoing at 240p. That's interesting. First device I've seen it do that. So I'm going to close myself here. There is an option for a 1440p, which is interesting. And I think this, I almost could have sworn this was a 4K video. So I know for sure, and it's listed as 4K if you look at the bottom there. So right where you see me highlighted, it says Beyond the Streams, and it'll say like Tanya or Spot On, and it says that 4K link. That 4K should show up as a 2160p. So for some reason, it's scaling it up to a 2K and not a 4K. And there it is. It's pulling it up, and the starting quality is very, very bad. So it's pulling it up as 240p automatically. I'm going to go ahead and move it to the 4K quality right there. And I always say, once you upscale some of the stuff, sometimes it needs to cache in a little bit. Just give it a few seconds for this thing to load up. And here we go. It's now pulling up the video, and it looks, for some reason, it looks like it's just struggling. Looks like it's playing right now, so it's doing okay. It's not doing that bad. So first thing I tell everybody is if the device is struggling, for me, it seems like it's struggling a little bit, I would check the internet. So I know I have really, really good internet. So I would also reach out to them and make sure they know, like, hey, device is struggling a little bit, but it works pretty good. It's everything that is there that you need to know about this device is there. So this device is not for me. This device will be for somebody who just wants it out of the box and it's there and you could just plug and play. This is what's going to be for those people. For me, it's not a device for me because I like to have my own stuff, pretty much add my own apps that I want. And yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Device works. It works for how it's supposed to, and their customer service, they're a little bit slow, but they will get back to you. And yeah, I hope you guys appreciated this video. I try to take care of you guys as much as possible. As always, you guys take care of each other, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, guys.